everyone. Welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show, where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. And glass has some wine in it because I started recording about 2 minutes ago and I didn't hit the record button. So there you go. So we're going to leave it in there. I don't want to waste it. We're talking about wines for the Christmas season. I'm going to keep doing a bunch of these red wines, perhaps some whites, perhaps some, well, we will do bubbles towards the end of the year, no doubt about it. And we're looking at the Wagner family wines. And you're all familiar with Caymus. That's one of their most famous wines that they do. They also do Conundrum. This is done by his son Charlie. And then the Emmolo wine's done by his daughter Jenny. This is Jack Wagner. His other son, I'm going to lose it. Joe, I believe it's Joe, started Maomi Wines and then sold it to Constellation for $314 million or some ridiculous amount of money like that. So he's out on his own doing his own thing, and his dad's very proud of him, as he should be. A lot of you are familiar with Maomi Wines. So we're going to look first of all at the non-vintage. I believe this is Conundrum is non-vintage. Yes, the non-vintage Conundrum Red Blend. It rolls in at $23. They used to call it Caymus Conundrum. I don't know if you remember that, but now they just call it Conundrum. It gets a lot of big scores in wine periodicals. Well, let's see what we get on the nose. Kind of a brooding, dark fruits. I get blackberry for sure. A little bit of red cherry or black cherries coming through as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. Not a huge, not very aromatically. It's not big aromatically. That's what I'm trying to say. Excuse me. This is what we refer to as a fruit bomb. It's big fruit, boys. Currants, I get a little brown sugar element in there, which is always interesting to me. And not my favorite flavor profile, but I know a lot of people like it, that like this style of wine. Very, very sweet tannins, extremely sweet tannins, smooth and sweet tannins, I should add. Yeah, the currants and brown sugar, a little bit of red flour, which I like. Tobacco on the finish. The finish actually is more pleasing to my palate than the start. This is a big fruit-forward style wine. I know a ton of you folks will like it. You'll like this wine. This is definitely what we'd call a cocktail wine. In other words, you can have it by yourself, sit down, pop it, pour it, drink it. I'm not saying it's not a food wine. It certainly could go with barbecue sauce for sure. If you're doing anything barbecue chicken, barbecue pizza, whatever, barbecued ribs, I think it'd go well with that because of the sweet tannins and the fruit on it would go really nicely with that. This is like a dessert wine to me. It's like the little sibling to a port, but it's not really port style. To be fair, it's really not that way. I like the finish though. It kind of gets more structure at the backside onto the finish. I like that. It's definitely a 10 in the delicious category. I'm gonna go C plus B minus. I never like brown sugar in my wines, and this has it. But I like the finish, so that gets it up to the B minus level. I think for $23, it's not a super risk. I think you get a lot of, if you pour this wine at your house with people that you didn't know what they liked, they're going to like that wine. Just saying. Now, this is daughter Jenny's wine. She does the Emmolo Sauvignon Blanc, which this vintage, this latest vintage, I really like. The vintage before it had oak on it, which, I did not like that. Okay, this is the 2016 Emmolo Merlot Napa Valley. This rolls in at $59. So no chump change. I'm excited to try this. 59 bucks. I don't know if you guys realize this. You probably do. I'm a big Merlot fan. I think Washington State does some of the best Merlot in the world, next to the right bank of Bordeaux and Italy. So those are my top three Merlot producers. Haven't found a ton out of California. I do like Duckhorn. So this is right in that Duckhorn range. Let's see what we get on the nose. Right off the bat, tobacco is the first thing I get. A little bit of earth, like dry dirt. I get a little bit of currants coming through. Tobacco, dry dirt, and currants. Let's see what we get on the palate. Very interesting Merlot. I definitely get currants. It seems to dance lightly on the palate, but at the same time I get some intensity of fruit on there. And I like the baking spice. I get a little bit of nutmeg coming through on this one. Behind the tobacco, I even get a little on the backside, a little bit of blueberry, which I find quite intriguing. This is fairly fruit forward for Merlot, but it has a little bit of grip on the backside. This also is a 10 in the delicious category. I like the grip. I think this has more structure than the Conundrum for sure. 60 bucks is a tough price point with this style of wine. But I guarantee you, if you didn't tell people what you paid for it, and you had that kind of income where you wanted to buy this wine, it's certainly a very enjoyable, very delicious Merlot. What I like about it is delicious, but it has complexity. You get that kind of currant, tobacco, earth, kind of layered through there. The earth really hits on the mid palate. The tobacco and earth kind of sneak through on the back end, with that continued currant notes coming through, with a little bit of blueberry on the very back of the finish. 60 bucks is a lot of money to pay for Merlot. I know that. You know, Massetto out of Italy is like, what? It's ridiculous. 400 bucks a bottle. So, put it in perspective. This is 60 bucks. This is not a Massetto, don't get me wrong. I'm not even comparing it to Massetto. And there's certainly a ton of Washington State Merlot that outdo this for, maybe half the price, or maybe 35, 40 bucks. I'm still going to go B on it. I think it's delicious. I think it has good complexity. I think it has a nice balance to it. The tannins everything's well integrated, very seamless on the palate. 60 bones, you may not decide to buy it, but I think it's a B wine for sure. Good job. Well, there you go. I'm going to continue this theme of these bigger style reds for parties, a few whites. We're going to do that. We're talking about Christmas and the parties that go with Christmas and all of that. It's a great time of year. I enjoy it very much. I hope you do. Make a comment on what you want to see me do. I really appreciate the comments. I love it. I love it. So don't be afraid. Just jump in there and make a comment. Hated this episode. Loved it. I got thick skin. Tell me what you think. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. Follow me on Twitter @StanTheWineMan and Instagram @StanTheWineMan. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.